Hi, this is Amy with Living Your Beloved Life, and this is what I wore for the month of February. My cycle actually started on February 1st, Sunday morning, and since I got all these new cups this month, I decided that this would be an all-cup month. So I still wore pads, but only as backup. Other than that, I kept a cup in almost the entire time. So if you've watched any of my other videos, I like to do these by what I wore per day. So we will start that way. So like I said, my cycle started first thing in the morning, about 10 a.m. on Sunday. So right away, I was super excited. I put in this Love Your Body cup, this new one. Aren't these little blue flowers just so pretty? This cup is more aligned in the size of my medium Maluna with the ring stem, which I've been wearing the last few months. It's a little tall. Luckily, though, my cervix was pretty high when I first started, so this fit fantastic. I was so excited about that. And then I put on this Lazy Creek Boutique cotton top. This is a liner, 7-inch. I love this little liner. It's nice and floppy and just super comfortable and just lovely bright colors. I love it. By about 3:30, my cervix, I could just feel it had dropped, because then I was feeling this, pretty little flower stem. Not comfortable at all. So I took it out and I put in my new Lily. This is the collapsible cup. I love this cup. It is so soft. I've seen other people talk about you can just pet it practically, like it's just lovely. It is also very long, and my cervix was just not feeling really super, it had dropped quite a bit. So I actually collapsed one of the layers here. I collapsed it like that, so which makes it quite a bit smaller, more in line, even smaller than my Maluna Small, which is pretty cool. So, but normally I use like the just fold down like that kind of to insert, but I couldn't do that with this one since I had collapsed it like that. It's still got a nice large ring. Is this blurry? Oh well. So I had to use the C-fold, so I just folded it up like that, and it was a bit challenging, but I didn't want it to unpop, so. And a whole bunch of lube, and it fit great. And it stayed. I was really, really excited about that. I might end up cutting, the stem off here. We'll see. Can we make this focus a little better? Maybe that's better. I hope. So then I wore this the rest of the evening until I went to bed that night. And again, I hadn't filled it up very much at all. Well, I had it like that, and literally I think it was like to about there. Not much. That night, I hadn't leaked at all, so I still had my Lazy Creek Boutique liner on, and then I put my Maluna Small on for the night, and this held great, and in the morning I had very little blood in it, so I took all that off. The next day, I put on my new Maluna Medium Classic. This, I love it. I purchased this one because it has the ball stem. My ring stem is just a little too big, and I love this cup. This fit fantastic. My second day is usually like my heaviest day, so I wore this for about maybe 6 hours, 7 hours max. I could feel it starting to overflow, and I was wearing this Hand Sewn by Me thong, which is a 6-inch, super cute. I actually was wearing it with the flannel side, and I did, like I said, about 1 o'clock I started to leak. I could feel it, and it did bleed through on these pretty little flowers that are here in the center. I mean, they're so pretty, but it definitely bled through, although it did clean up really well, but definitely a light liner, and you have to be really careful of bleeding through on this one for sure. So I emptied it, I changed my thong liner and put on this 6-inch Echo Alternatives, pretty little flannel top, and it's just one-sided obviously, and wore that for about another 6 hours. hours or so, I think. When I got home, I always change out of my work clothes when I get home. So when I got home, I put on, I think this is a 9-inch or an 8-inch. Oh, it's 8. This 8-inch yurt craft. This is considered a heavy, I think, because, oh, it's got 4 stars, so yeah, it's definitely a heavy. But I still had my cup in all night. Then that night, I put in my small Maluna again and kept on the York craft, which in the morning I overflowed the cup, so that was a really heavy night, you know, so you can kind of feel those squishes sometimes in the morning. Anyway, I can't, sorry if that's TMI, this is a menstrual video, but so the York craft then held up really well. I was very happy with that. The next day, I wore my medium Maluna again, and this time I put on, this is my pink lemonade shop. It is the silk thong. I want to cover that up. It stains like crazy. This is the raw silk, right? So it's got these little balls. It has always just stained. It stains badly. And then this is the pretty, this camera doesn't do it justice, but it's a pretty like deep purple fleece backing. I like the thong. I just wish it would stop staining. I might just have to give it up. Again, I wore this maybe about 6 hours, and then I could feel it was leaking, so I emptied it and kept it in then again for like another 9 hours, even after I got home. I just took off my thong liner and I put on this 9-inch Delightful Rhythms cotton top with little apples. I won this in a giveaway from her Facebook page. And I got to choose fabric, absorbency, everything. So this is like a moderate. She's just got 2 little stars on there. I love this pad. It's so soft and it cleans up beautifully, although I really didn't have any leakage on it this month, but when I used it before, it was fantastic. Then that night, for overnight, I just put in my Maluna Soft again and left on my Delightful Rhythms all night. And in the morning, I had almost no blood, so you know, one night of real bleeding was all I had that night for this cycle, so that was pretty good. Then the next day, I knew my cycle was now tapering off, so I wore my Maluna Small again and my We Essentials 7-inch thong. I really like this thong. I've talked about it every time I wore it. It's flannel. It is literally just 2 pieces of flannel. I love it, love it, love it. Stayed in place. And even after 13 hours of wearing this cup, because I knew I just wasn't going to bleed that much, and I really wanted to put this cup to the test, I wore it for 13 hours, and there was very little, I had very little bleeding, so that was nice. I took it out about 7 o'clock that night, and I wore my mama cloth, and I just knew that I probably wasn't going to bleed the rest of the night, so I actually didn't put in a cup for overnight. I just wore the mama cloth all night, and gave my cervix a little bit of a rest. But again, I had no bleeding, so there was really no reason to have it in, and that was day 4. So day 5, I did wear my Maluna again, just because I wanted to make sure I had something on, in case, you never know, right? So I had my Maluna Small in again, and another Echo Alternatives, this pretty little blue one, 6-inch also, and I wore it for about 12 hours until I got home, and then that night I wore nothing, and that was like at the end of my cycle. Like literally I had practically nothing, maybe like the second little thing there, it was nothing. So anyway, even though this was like really, you know, what I called a cup month, I still ended up wearing 9 pads altogether, just, you know, as my backups really. But I did have 4 cups, so that was pretty cool. Like I said, love, this is so pretty, but I don't think it's going to really work for me. But I do love this Lily cup. Lily, love it, love it, love it. And I love my new Maluna. I'm so glad that I just made the leap and bought the ball stem. So that is everything I wore for the month of February. Thanks for watching and have a great day.